mentioned, we have a couple, thank you. We have a couple Irvine councilwomen who have worked with OCPA who will also be popping in today as well. So we'll begin with just going over what our agenda is. We will begin with our introduction and land acknowledgement. And as I mentioned, please introduce yourself in the chat. We'll talk about our chapter updates from 6:35 to 7, and also opportunities to get involved in upcoming climate reality and partner events and committee updates. And then we will have the power of community choice energy for Orange County, brought to us by Linda and Natalie. Jocelyn will be presenting honoring the land and its original inhabitants.
Hi there, yes. NPR put out a spot on the rise of land acknowledgements in 2023 here in the US, which I found very interesting. And I liked a quote from it. Patrick Dooley of Berkeley Theater Company that's called Shotgun Players said, "We're just here for a brief time. And the way we can really honor our opportunity to live wherever we live is to acknowledge and honor the people that came before us. So we would like to honor the Tongva, Kizh, or Gabrieleño Band of Mission Indians and the Ahashimin Luiseño Nations, or Juaneño Band of Mission Indians, for all of their contributions, past and present, to the lands we call Orange County." Thank you, Fran.
Thank you. So Climate Reality Project, those of you who have visited with us before have heard this, but we have some new people. So I'll tell you a little bit about us. We have 383 and growing chapter members and a mailing list of over 700, 48,000 and growing global members of Climate Reality Project International. Was begun and still guided by former Vice President Al Gore. We have educational presentations, a Green Living Committee, a youth action team, green business, media and communication, state and regional chapters, and outdoor activities. If you are interested in being part of any of those things, once again, please add it to the chat so we can reach out to you and you'll have an opportunity to be part of some of these things that we do. So it is 2024, a very important year, and we are asking people to join our leadership team and to take part in getting the message about the climate crisis out to people in our neighborhood in Orange County. So let us, like I mentioned, please let us know your interest in the chat if any of these things. And I think additionally, we have a couple things on here, which is a city climate action, which would be a CCA working group, which we are going to talk about this evening, a new thing. Also, climate outreach is something that we do regularly as well. So this is just a little bit of information, how we feel about climate change in the US. So 70% of Americans are worried about it. 50% feel hopeless and don't know where to start, and only 8% are activated. So you see the arrow pointing to that 50%. Those are the people we want to reach out to. We want them to know, yes, climate change is here, but there are things we can do about it. So given that, we're asking people to help us to connect to new audiences. Our chapter has many trained presenters, and we go out into the community and present to large groups, small groups, classrooms, student groups, all kinds of groups. And just in 1 month, we went from a presentation to 5-year-olds to presentations to people in senior living. So we run the gamut. We are a non-political organization, and we're committed to spreading facts about climate change and ways to take action. People who have already downloaded the Truth in 10, you'll notice there is a new slideshow available, and Margot Finlinson did find it. So we will be posting that on our drive so everyone can use that updated slideshow. We also need volunteers for some upcoming events in the summer. So once again, leave your email in the chat, or you can sign up in our Sign Up Genius link, or you can actually go to our website to sign up. But you do not need to have any sort of experience for this. It's really about just being at the table, greeting people, and sharing our climate message. So getting the voice out there. These are our upcoming events, and we could use volunteers for many of them. So this Saturday, we'll be tabling at Orange County Interfaith Coalition for the Environment. Margaret will be the keynote speaker. Linda will also be there presenting for OCPA. If you're interested in our Green Living Committee, our virtual meeting will be on the 24th, Monday the 24th at 5:30. We will also be doing tabling and outreach in both Buena Park and Huntington Beach as part of the Bright Futures grant that we are taking part of to bring the message about energy to underrepresented and low-income groups. Our next climate, so that'll be on the 10th, the 12th, and the 17th. One of them is in Huntington Beach. Two of them are at outdoor music series. One is Mariachi Divas, which I've heard them before. That could be super fun. And the other is K-pop dance party. And how could that not be fun, right? So please let us know if you're able to attend those with us. Our next chapter meeting, July 18th. July 23rd is the Ask Sean How to Electrify Your Home online show. August 2nd is our First Friday climate demonstration. We're not having one this month because the first Friday is the 5th of July, and I think the 4th, 5th, 6th, and 7th are going to be kind of crazy. So we're not having it, but we will be back on August 2nd. We will also be tabling again with Surfrider in Seal Beach at their beach cleanup. We do a climate and plastics lesson. Once again, no experience necessary. And we did meet quite a few people from a church in Los Angeles who are regular volunteers for Surfrider, and they're asking us to come and teach 3 children's climate lessons. So if we could get some volunteers for that, that would be great. They are very motivated. Okay, so here is a new thing that is happening with our group. And this is going to be a community working group in which it was one of our members, Charles Jackson, AKA Charlie, volunteered to lead a community choice working group within our chapter. He is not here tonight because he's out of town, but we still wanted to put this out so we could get started on it when he gets back. He's a strong supporter of community choice. He's a member of the Institute of Electrical and Electronics Engineers. And the goal is to be prepared to respond to myths and fallacies in the community about community choice and OCPA, and to show up at meetings to advocate. I know Danny, I think he was the only one from our organization in Laguna Beach's meeting, and we want to change that. We want to show up and really show up in force to give a lot of information to cities that are really interested in this. So if you want to be part of this group, Charlie has volunteered to lead it. If you want to be part of this group, please either send us an email or add it to our chat. That would be fantastic. And of course, we always want to give a shout out to our partner groups that we work with on so many events. With the Reform and Sustain Youth Leaders, the Green Business Network, Climate Parents, the various coalitions of our Climate Reality chapters and our national chapter, OC Go Solo, Solo and Solar, Cool OC, Surfrider Foundation, Citizens Climate Lobby, Green Schools Campaign, and BCL. So now we will work on our committee updates. There was a little snafu where this slide was deleted. So we put in last month's slide again and haven't been able to fully update it. So Jocelyn, you might need to do some of your updates verbally, sorry.
No, it's fine. I think I was able to just make the adjustments needed just before, so it's just
Perfect.
fine. And so Green Living Committee is about gathering and disseminating information on how we can live a more eco-friendly lifestyle. And part of what we do is to share that message with businesses too. And so we work with the Green Business Network to do that. And since it's a city-based program, just wanted to mention that we still have funding through the city of Huntington Beach to recruit businesses to become green businesses in Huntington Beach, as well as other cities like Newport Beach, Laguna Beach, Tustin, even Temecula. And Tristan is like our boss in that field of our work, and she can give us more updates on that another time. But we're really excited about the direction that's going. We also have a set of 2024 goals that are in effect. And our next meeting is coming up on Monday, this Monday at 5:30. And then we, one thing I didn't fit on the slide was a dinner that everyone is welcome to join us at OC in Orange. And I will put information on that in the chat. That's all
Thank you,
for me.
Jocelyn.
Thank you.
Lisa from our policy committee is not here this evening because she is at a STEM camp managing or hosting, let me put it that way, for girls. And they have a very strict no phone policy. So she's offline officially, but our policy committee is constantly providing ongoing support for green and climate bills and actions locally in Sacramento and DC. We email, call, text local and state national decision makers and advocate for climate forward actions, protesting climate harming activities. And those on our mailing list may often get an email from us asking us to sign on to particular things. City climate action, we do speak at city council meetings, meet with city officials regarding climate action in Orange County cities. And we encourage and still encourage cities to adopt OCPA as their alternative energy source. The CCA working group will be an important addition to this. Danny?
Entertainment wise, well, we've passed the 2 Earth Days celebrations. We do have Veg Fest in October, and we do have the opportunity to sit on a climate panel. We won't be doing a presentation this year, but we will have a chance to sit on the panel. So if you're interested in that, please let me know. And that's about all we have for the near future.
Thank you, Danny. And then as far as climate outreach, we are constantly delivering in-person climate presentations around the county. We'd love to do even more. The more people that hear us, the less people there will be in that 50% of people that don't know what to do about climate. So we host several education sessions, including the Ask Sean show, which educates people in everything on electrification, climate careers, active transportation, and solar sessions. We do a monthly climate demonstration in Huntington Beach. And we did an outreach on a World Environmental Day at Pretend City with the little ones. And we also partner at beach cleanups to present lessons on plastic and how plastics affect climate. And we did have 4 Earth Day events with Surfrider, Bolsa Chica Wetlands, Laguna Woods, and that kindergarten classroom I mentioned before. So thank you very much for being here. We're a little bit ahead of time. Is that okay with everyone, with our presenters?
Yes.
How did we do that, right? We never do that, but we did tonight. So,
the special guests
yes.
pop in. So,
Pardon?
and it's great to start early. Just gives us more time for questions and,
Right.
you know.
And speaking of questions, if you have them, please put them in the chat. We'll be monitoring them and we can ask Linda and Natalia more after they do their presentation.
So this will be presented by Linda Kraemer and Natalia, and we're, as I mentioned before, we're super excited to have you here and this presentation. So we will turn it over to you right now.
Okay, I'm going to go ahead and start, and I'm going to share that I'm Linda Kraemer, the Community Engagement Manager, and Natalie Morales Sandoval is joining me tonight. So excited because she's our Energy Programs Analyst, and she is going to be talking about programs right now and program pilots and some plans for the near future, and so excited to have her on the team. So I'm going to move through this. I think most of you are basically familiar with community choice, but I'm going to give a quick explanation. It's always good in case someone doesn't know. And I've already put my information in the chat. If there's anything that you want me to explain further, I'd be happy to do that by email. So go ahead, next slide, please.
Whoops, we went backwards.
Okay, so quick explanation, community choice aggregation, or CCA, and sometimes we call it CCE in certain circles, is a local not-for-profit utility, and I like to explain it. Cities decide to buy their own energy, and 3 cities in Orange County have done that, or 4 cities, Huntington Beach, Buena Park, Fullerton, and Irvine. Huntington Beach will be leaving at the end of June, but there are still 3 cities that are very active. And our mission statement, and I think this is really important, OCPA just looked at their strategic plan and updated it, and it is on our website, and I believe it was the May meeting. So if you want to even watch the board meeting, that's great, but our mission is to provide renewable energy at competitive rates and equitably reinvest to support sustainable communities. Next slide. And just a little bit about how it works. So in the middle is the wires that Southern California Edison or San Diego Gas and Electric delivers. Sorry. And can you go back to?
Yeah, I'm trying. Sorry about that. I don't know
sorry.
what's happening here. Hang on.
Okay, that's great. So
okay.
In the middle are the wires that our utilities deliver the energy. On the left, they used to buy the energy, but in our case, the cities have decided to buy their own energy. They tend to buy more renewable, and then it's delivered to your homes and businesses. Okay, next slide. And we're not new. There are currently 14 million people in 200 communities, 25 CCAs in California, and they've been around since 2010. Next slide. So as I mentioned, there are 4 cities at the end of June. Huntington Beach has decided to leave, and there are 3, Buena Park and Fullerton we're still very active in. And when we get to questions and answers, if there's more questions about that, I can answer them. Next slide. So this is a very exciting slide. Community choice aggregators, as I mentioned, are interested in putting renewable energy on the grid. And this is new renewable energy projects in California that have been contracted by community choice aggregators. And it's everything from wind, solar, to thermal. The 30 was initiated by a CCA, and hydro and bioenergy, and lots of storage. Okay, next slide, please. Our board voted in February to increase our 3 rates offered. Basic choice is 44%, middle choice is 72%, and on the right is 100% renewable energy. And customers get a choice. I will say that if you're with the utility, you get 1 choice. As Southern California Edison currently offers 1 choice, and it's 33% renewable energy. So even our lowest tiered choice of renewables is still 10% higher than SCE's current, about 10% higher. I think it's 30, there's 33.2. And that's according to their report in their power content label. Next slide, please. In our first year, 2022, we had really powerful results. So you can see the number of clients, average number of clients. This number changes a little bit all the time, but it's about 71%, 72% of renewable, 100% renewable. Then we have some in the smart choice. And those 2 categories add up to over 80% of our customers in the 100% renewable plan. That has led in 2022 to 95.6% of our energy being sourced by renewable, certified California renewable energy. Next slide, please. And that's led to about 709 million pounds of CO2 emissions saved in our first year. And that is, you can see the numbers here, but I like the bottom one. It's equivalent to saving 5.3 million trees growing for 10 years in sequestered carbon. So it's a big chunk. Next slide, and I'm going to keep moving through this. So I wanted to show this slide. This was actually a slideshow from the Irvine City staff doing a roadshow on their climate action and adaptation plan a few months back. And this slide in the top, it's hard to see in the slide, but if you see on the left, the top level says 100% renewable electricity. They are allocating about 32% of their emission savings by 2030 to belonging to OCPA, a community choice aggregator. So it's a big chunk of the climate action plan. And we don't cost a bit because all of our expenses are paid by the revenue of our customers. Next slide. I wanted to show this scoping plan because it gives an idea of California's challenges. Now, cities, it varies depending on what city you're in. But the average in California is, you can see emissions-wise, transportation's a huge chunk, industrial is a big chunk, and then electric power. So again, a huge chunk if we are providing 100% renewable choice to our customers. And then, yeah, you can see the other numbers here. I think Irvine is larger on buildings than they are transportation, but it's still very big. Not sure about that, but I think so. Okay, next slide. And then this is a really important screen. So we are working with Buena Park and Fullerton and Irvine. And I took this screenshot from Cal Environmental screen and I shared it with Buena Park and Fullerton when I was doing a talk there, because people don't realize that some of our communities are suffering more of the pollution burden, especially if they're near roads and they don't have as much tree cover. And so the red is just high levels of pollution. And this is a comparison map all through the state of California. And so you can see in some of our North Orange counties, especially, we have that pollution is still an issue. So next slide.
Oops, sorry, I went forward too.
Uh-oh.
It's a little testy.
That's okay. This
Here
is
we
a
go.
slide showed to me. I was at I think it was a Fullerton collaborative meeting, which is collaborative of nonprofits in Fullerton. And this slide is about nitrogen dioxide that is, and where it's tracked in Orange County. And you can see it just really aligns with the freeways, and the darker is more intense. And so those communities that are near the freeways are getting the car smog, and it is a problem right here. Okay, next slide. Next slide. Okay. I put this in today. I get South Coast Air Quality Management advisory warnings because I have asthma. I've gotten them for forever. And you can see that today, whenever it's hotter, ozone smog is worse. And today we have a red warning in almost all of Orange County, except our very, very coast. And this just says environmental justice, right? That are all that is blowing inward, and we still do have a smog problem. So during the day, air quality is expected to be healthy or very unhealthy or very unhealthy. So just thought it was worth pointing out. Next slide. And then just to mention why we're doing this, it's 2023 was the hottest year on record. Most of you know that officially, and as we've moved into these new months, 2024 is still breaking records as of May. Next slide. I'm going to try to finish up here in just a few minutes, and so we can get to Natalie. And we're doing some education about that already, planning on a hot summer. Just wanted to let you know how important it is. Heat stress is the #1 extreme weather killer in the world. And it's really important that people know to prepare, and not everybody can afford air conditioning. So just wanted to throw that out. Okay, next slide.
Oops, did we go back? Hang on.
And I wanted to let everybody know that Councilwoman Kathleen Treseder is here with us. Hi, welcome. Great to see
Welcome.
you.
Thank you for coming.
Of course, very happy to be here.
And I'm happy to break if you have limited time and want to talk.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I'm happy to.
Okay, great.
Yeah. So I understand that you're talking about OCPA today. Thank you for that. I just wanted to let people know that, I've been on the board for a year and a half now. Just so pleased with the progress for OCPA. We've really, I think, done a good job of winning the public trust and getting everything on track. And we've got interest from about 10 different cities potentially joining from Orange County. We're getting a lot of great publicity now. Our media coverage tends to run positive. And so I think that we have a lot of support of our electeds as well. We went up and lobbied in Sacramento a few months ago, and everybody we met in the OC contingent was very supportive and had heard about OCPA's turnaround and was interested in helping however they could.
Fantastic.
Thank you.
A lot of us want to have our other cities join. Do you have any suggestions for ways that we can meet with our city officials and bring our community together around community choice?
Yes, well, right now we have Fountain Valley is the closest one we think to joining. And they seem very interested, and we're going to have a special OCPA meeting, I think, let's see, later this month. I can't remember the exact date, sorry. But we're going to discuss a feasibility study for Fountain Valley for what would happen with their city if they joined. And I'm sure it'll be very positive. And so we'll see if we can get the date to you. It would help to have, if any of your members are in Fountain Valley, if they could reach out to their council members ahead of time and really encourage them. Another city that is really close and has been close for a long time is Costa Mesa. And so anybody who lives in Costa Mesa, I know Linda does, if you can reach out to your council members there. I think particularly John Stevens would be very good. I know Andrea Marr is very interested, but really anybody there. Laguna Woods, if there's anybody on who lives there, their council is very interested in it as well. Unfortunately, they had a study session about it in their council a little while ago, and some folks from Irvine came up and spun some stories with them and got them a little bit spooked. So if we could encourage them just to have a type of town hall, the OCPA can come in and we can have a kind of a more informal discussion about OCPA and bring in residents who are genuinely interested. I think that would help as well. Tustin's also interested, City of Orange, Laguna Beach, definitely.
Yeah, we heard Laguna Beach for sure at several meetings. They mentioned it.
Yeah, exactly. And so these are all, San Clemente also, and Dana Point.
Wow.
So yeah, and some of the cities, I think they would love to join with others. So like Laguna Beach, for instance, has said they're particularly interested in maybe coming in as a bundle with their neighboring cities. So we're happy to accommodate that as well. We'll do whatever they want, pretty much. But yeah, any residents from any of those cities that are in your group, if they could just reach out, that'd be great. I myself am extending invitations for coffees to any of the council members in those cities, and I'll be going on a coffee tour this summer to really try to tell them the good news about OCPA.
I think that sounds great. Now, we do have a lot of new members here. Can you share a little bit about what is a CCA? What does that mean to all of us here?
Yeah. Linda, have you gone over that yet? Or are you going
Yeah,
to?
we can talk a little bit about what they are, but in terms of why
Yeah,
they're so.
we did. Yeah.
Yeah. They're basically nonprofits. Yeah. So yeah, long story short, they're nonprofits that helps people break the hold of the monopolies that tend to be investor-owned utilities, and will charge a premium for energy to pay their shareholders and their executives. Instead of doing that, cities can have basically a nonprofit that then takes out the executives and the shareholders, and instead the residents of the cities who are members of OCPA get to make the decisions for how OCPA runs.
Great, fantastic. Any other questions, anybody? We are creating a working group of members who will be out in the community and speaking with community groups. So please keep us posted when those meetings are. And we always have kitties on our show as well. I have several, and they are very interested in climate and environmental action and renewable energy. They're one of our biggest fans. So we're glad that you had this time to talk with us, and we really do want to be kept apprised of those meetings because we would love to be there.
I want to say that Fountain Valley one is the 25th. I gave my email. I'll give it again, and I'll let you guys know as soon as I can. But I believe there's a presentation on the 25th.
We'll definitely make sure that we email our Fountain Valley members as well as our whole chapter. So do let us know, and we'll follow up with everybody who RSVP'd for this webinar tonight.
Here's my email again.
Well, we really appreciate your leadership on this. I know it was one reason that you ran for city council was to help other cities and meet with other city council members. And it's really exciting to hear how many cities are interested.
Thank you.
I don't know why.
Thanks.
You're on mute, Kathleen.
I don't think there you go. Wait, mute yourself again. Sorry. There you go.
My cat pressed the mute button. She does that to me. It's so rude.
He's playing with
but-
you.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, it's so gratifying to see the word getting out. The OCPA is a really good bet now, and that people can feel good presenting that to their constituents. So definitely, I'll keep you all apprised of how things are going. And I really appreciate all your action on this.
Thank you so much for stopping by.
Yes, thank you so much.
We really
I know.
appreciate it.
We know you
Of
have a
course.
lot on your agendas and appreciate you taking the time.
Yeah, very happy to do it. Okay, take care.
Thank
Take
you.
care. Bye.
All right.
So I was just gonna share about our blog, and we did ask them to just stop in. I think Fran, you asked them to just stop in for a few minutes. So but we do appreciate it, because the board is the one making the votes, and it's really important, for what happens in OCPA. And it's really important that you meet them and you know them and you know to contact them and what they're doing out there to support OCPA. So,
And I think the thing about advocacy is that you realize that we are just people in a room, even though they're a city council member or mayor, they're happy to talk with you and listen. And so it really empowers more activism as well.
right. So I'm just gonna finish. I'm gonna move, because I really want you to hear from Natalie. And so this is our most popular flyer right now. I've ran it out at the last two events I've done. And just sharing information. This is a blog that our outreach team did, and it's 5 simple ways to lower your energy bill this summer, but it matters. And we're having lots of conversations about that. Just so you all know, most of the energy increase has been on the infrastructure side. But that doesn't mean that our customers aren't all suffering. You all know it, you're all hearing it. And so we want to be out there supporting our communities as much as we can and getting this message out. And we're having this translated as well. So next slide, please. This is a blog, and I'll put the links to the blog after I'm done speaking to any of this. Just want to shout out, we're still looking for an at-large member for our Community Advisory Committee. And you live or work in Buena Park, Fullerton, or Irvine, we'd love to have you apply. The link is there, and I'll also put it in the chat. Next slide. If you're interested in finances, our last boarding meeting that just happened, it's worth listening to the recording or looking at the 2-page staff report. Just a wonderful summary of the reserves, and something that the board voted for a rate stabilization fund to add even more, a little bit more reserves to our already on target reserves. We're on target to have 103 million in our operating budget by the end of our fiscal year 2025. And the reason that's important is then we get lower credit ratings, then we can do even more to lower rates. And we have to have that stabilization fund. But we're saving more because, as with all the things that are happening, and it says it in the staff report, all the reasons why energy right now, the rates, are out of control. And we just want to make sure we're ready for any rainy day. We have an amazing financial technical team that just wants to make sure that OCPA can maintain that 3% lower fee and the basic choice and still be healthy financially. And so that's what we're doing. So worth watching. And then I'm going to skip this slide, just kind of, some of the things we're out there doing, reaching all communities and developing programs. And any program that SCE, because our customers are also SCE customers, people are still eligible. That it's really important that people know that. Next slide, please. And then just one thing on this, we want to buy renewable energy in our communities. And for all of you that know about the green waste, we have so much green waste, we have so much methane going to the atmosphere, that it is actually a certified renewable energy to have biomat, to use waste that's turned into fuel. And so OCPA is looking to buy small scale projects in our member cities to contribute to that. And so just sharing, and if you have any questions about that, let me know and I'll share more about that. Okay, next slide. And that's it. Time for Natalie.
Thank you, Linda.
Mhm.
Alrighty, I will start again. Good evening, everyone. My name is Natalie Morales Sandoval, and I'm the Energy Programs Analyst at OCPA. It's honestly a really great privilege and pleasure speaking to all you climate activists and advocates here. I'll share a little bit about our existing programs and our current programs at the beginning, and then I'll share what we're up to or what's to come. So next slide, please. So the first program we have is our annual Bright Futures Grant Program, which is a funding opportunity aimed for supporting local nonprofits, schools, educators, different companies in their efforts to inform communities about the benefits of renewable energy and CCAs. Again, all those folks, nonprofits, companies, educators that serve our communities of Buena Park, Fullerton, and Irvine are eligible to apply. The deadline to apply for this round is July 1st at 5 p.m. to our grants email address. I will add the link to the application in the chat as well, in case you all want to share it with some great partners that you may have. I'm just doing that at the same time. And, you know, we've had so many, so the first round was last year where we had great grantees like Cool C, Pretend City, OCPA Solar, of course, Climate Reality. So, you know, I'm really excited for this round, and I want even more applicants and to really spread the love. So this grant opportunity is for up to $20,000 per applicant. And if you have any questions, you can reach out to me afterwards as well. Next slide, please. Alrighty, so this is our e-bike safety and incentive program launching in a few weeks. E-bike or electric bike. This program is providing $600 off. So it's a voucher for a level 1 or level 2 e-bike and a helmet if you do not have one already, because we're all about safety. After completing an e-bike safety training. And it's $1,500 off for folks that qualify for CARE or FARA at our local participating bike shops. The program will go on for 2 months or until supplies last, as this is a pilot program and it is limited to 100 applicants. Oh.
Sorry.
No worries. Just for time's sake, I'll keep going, just so, yeah. And the program, again, is for OCPA customers over the age of 18, as we want to do this pilot program a little bit more safely. And the application will be available on our website, which will host the virtual safety lesson, as well as some dates for a more in-depth in-person training that will be available on our website through our participating bike shops, local bike shops. Once you apply, you will we will verify your information and send you a voucher code to redeem at your preferred and selected bike shop from our list. And next slide, please. So if you are interested or know someone that would be interested to applying to this program, there is a sign-up sheet here through our QR code, but I'm also adding the link for that in the chat. So you could sign up and then we will notify you as soon as the application is live. So you go in and apply. It's a fairly easy application. The main components are, your name, your confirmation that you are a customer through your electric billing address, and some other components, but it includes the safety training video, as I mentioned. And next slide, please. So next in programs, there's a few images. The image to our right is Connect, where that's the flyer of our Connect site, which is a free service to customers to help them save electricity and get money when you sign up to get notifications on when to save for electricity. If you connect it to your appliance or smart appliances, you can earn even more cash and gift cards. So it's a really great deal. I believe when we still have our offer up when you sign up. So you just sign up through our website, and I'll add the link in the chat as well. You get $50 in rewards as well. So just by signing up. So, this is completely free, and you're getting money actually. So I definitely want to share and make sure you all take advantage if you haven't already. And then the next program is our residential marketplace, which provides discounts to our customers on energy efficient products. It ranges from Google Nest thermostats, LED lights, and even electric lawnmowers. And the image to the left shows all the way to your left. I hope it's where it says get a free Honeywell Wi-Fi thermostat. That was one of our most recent promos or promotions, and now it's up to 90. So it was free, and now it's up to 99 cents. So I definitely, recommend, why not take advantage of any of our discounts. There's a section in our website or in the marketplace website that shows special offers. It's a really great place to see the special offers. We're going to have some really great ones for the 4th of July. So I would be on the lookout for that. So maybe, you could check it out this weekend and see what you might be interested in, and then check it out later. But I added the link for the Honeywell Wi-Fi because it is 99 cents, I believe, right now, when I just last checked. And I want to move forward to the last slide, if possible. So, thank you. I know that sounded kind of like a sales pitch, but these are really great resources for y'all to take advantage, share with friends, family, neighbors. As long as they're our customers, they qualify for this, for all the programs that I mentioned. And now, these are programs that we have and that we were starting just from my experience and, from conversations we've had with community and the cities of their priorities. But now we want to do a little bit more deeper in understanding the priorities we see and hear from community. And that starts with our community power plan, which we will conduct a community needs assessment, which in turn will gain a greater understanding of residents, community-based organizations, business leaders, and so many more stakeholders, folks, leaders like you yourselves from our member cities. We really want to understand the priorities, both for, your energy needs and connect them and overall needs. For example, Linda mentioned, a top priority is asthma. Okay, what are the top, programs we could create for, better in the air quality? And, that's how we will link what programs we will do. And, there'll be a analysis being done. You're welcome, Keith. But yeah, we will start that. This is the tentative timeline. So fall, we want to start this up. And then in turn, hopefully in the summer of the following year, start the implementation programs. But of course, we want to make it really a really sound approach. So, the timeline may change and not all programs will start right away, because right now it's only me doing programs. So can't do, and then we also want to maintain and manage all the great programs we already have. So we could do next slide. Thank you. And I want to share this sneak peek, I would say, of what we're working on to add to our website, which is an incentive finder. That's how we're calling it. We could figure out a cooler name maybe in the future, but basically this is where you can enter about 5 pieces of information and get a list of various rebates, incentives, loans for building and transportation electrification upgrades from local, state, and federal opportunities. This is one of the first, opportunities to really get a honed in, link for, everything. If you want solar, this is where you can find all of them, all the rebates, and, stack if possible. And of course, our own OCPA programs will also be there, so you get a holistic approach and list of what is out there, and so you could apply to, and you could save the results to your email as well. And this picture I also like. It's a snapshot. These aren't actual programs. They some are outdated, but this is just showing what programs can be possible in terms of there's public transit, solar and battery weatherization. So depending on what you're interested in, you could click on those special interests and it'll pop up more, because you'll probably get a big list and you could probably tailor it once you've realized what you want, or you already know what you want. But yeah, this is a tool we're working with. So then once we have more programs, we'll augment to state and federal and regional. Yeah, I believe that's my last slide.
Yeah, well, I took advantage of the new EV tax credit as well as the battery storage one. So thank you for your website. Really helped me.
Yeah, those are sizable tax credits. It's great.
Really are. And some of them do carry over year to year if you can't use it all at one time. So it's really important to know. And there is a great community group, OC Go Solar, that helps residents go solar if you need support and get technical assistance and discounts and all that as well.
And we really hope to communicate with you all and help us get the word out there when this comes out, because one of the most common questions I get is about incentives, and it can be really confusing to navigate. And we're just so excited to work with the group that's doing this, because it really, they update it and help us update it monthly, and from as many local and state and federal groups as possible. So it's very exciting, and thank you, Natalie, for all your work on this.
Great. Thank you so much.
So we're happy to answer questions. Do we have time for questions?
Oh, we do. I'm going to stop our share. There we go.
I see Sylvia's got her hand up. Sylvia has her hand up, I see.
Hi, should I go ahead?
Yes.
Okay, I'm going to make a suggestion to OCPA. Irvine has a new policy that they're banning gas-powered lawn equipment. It's in a phased approach. So the first phase starts this July 1st. And it applies to big companies, and eventually it'll be smaller companies, and certain equipment fits into each group. But anyway, my suggestion is perhaps OCPA can put out a marketing campaign in Irvine, elsewhere too, if they want, that this is the law now in Irvine, and we have this incentive to help get electric lawn equipment. So that's my suggestion.
Thank you, Sylvia. I'll answer that. That's a really great recommendation. I think marketing that is super important because it is a big change. I'll share that I know in California, I believe the sales of gas or fuel powered lawn equipment is ending as well. I mean, of course, for new sales. So this is gonna be a statewide pretty much change, but it's more stronger a little bit in Irvine. And I am connected and working with the city of Irvine folks as they're gonna come out with a program of themselves for I believe a high discount on lawn equipment. And something I'm trying to work on is maybe adding some, extra batteries of the same brands to support the program they're going to have. And I know they'll do marketing as well, but that's a really great idea. Maybe could add to our newsletter and some other items. But yeah, I appreciate that.
That's good to hear about Irvine. I guess Irvine staff working on that, because there was supposed to be some kind of program and haven't heard anything about it. So it's good to know that it's actually in progress. And I just want to point out to everybody, the state law just says you can't buy new equipment. Irvine's policy now is that you can't use the equipment. Again, it's in phase stages, but that's a big difference.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Craig, you have a question? We can't hear you for some reason. Maybe unmute, mute.
All
again.
right, I was on
There you
mute. All right, thank you, Tristan. Great to be with you all, and thanks for this great presentation. Good updates and see things on the move. Question for Natalie, I think. Thank you for presenting that part of the OCPA website that will guide us through all the many incentives that to go electric. I think Linda just said, though, that it's not up and running yet. Is that?
Yes, that's correct. Those are screenshots of our working draft. So once it's live, we'll be happy to share it with this group and others as well. So, and if you all, would like a presentation on it as well, we could do like a walkthrough. Happy to do that. We're still in the works of it. There's one other CCA that has it, and now we're adding it. So we'll be the first CCA in Southern California to have something like this. So it's exciting.
What's your guess on when it would come out?
I'm sorry? When?
What's your guess on when it would come out?
We're finalizing a little bit of our contract. I would say in the next couple months. I don't want to give a hard month yet, but I'd rather say a few months.
There is a website that offers some of those. You can put in your zip code, Rewiring America, which has some of those incentives and rebates.
It is just so great how much you are offering to the public. It's really wonderful.
We're trying.
Yeah, it's good.
Oh, it's great to see some, at all kinds of events, from Earth Day to, special holidays. It's great to be out there in the community and meeting so many people. And this is my son, Jackson. Remember, Linda, when he was like really little? I think when we started, he was like 7 or 8 years old. He had the size, and he's like 6 foot tall. So yeah.
I do. Now he has to stoop over to hug you. And I just also want to thank Tristan. For some of you who don't know, she's helping us from the East Coast and just always there to support Climate Reality. So thank you.
Yeah, no, I appreciate it. It was the first time probably in 30 years I was with my dad for his Father's Day. So it's
nice.
Yeah, it was special. So thanks. That's why we do it. We do this work for our kids and our family, always. I just want to give a shout out to Maureen, who just volunteered to help with the Orange OC Goes Solar program. We just selected our solar installers for the new program cycle, and she served on our community evaluation panel for the city of Irvine, because it's a city of Irvine program, and she had to work very hard. There was a lot of proposals. We put together a big RFP that went out to lots and lots of solar installers, and we had a committee of 12 that reviewed all of the applications, and they selected 2 solar installers. So we're starting our next cycle with lots of great discounts, and we're having a workshop in University Hills on Monday, and then one in July 22nd. So we'll share more about that. But Maureen, thank you so much. It was incredible. This is what happens is when we meet each other and we help each other and we connect each other with opportunities, and super. What did you?
Tristan, can I just jump in
Right.
here? Because you're bringing up something so important, and then I want to hear from Maureen. But I do thank OC Go Solar for inviting us out whenever we can to go out and talk about how OCPA offers 10% more for solar that goes back to the grid for OCPA customers. Even though that is the case, some solar customers are still opting out due to some misinformation out there or just high prices and they don't understand it. So we could use your help, every one of your help. If you could just educate them that we are offering 10% more and encourage them to go to these workshops. And also even solar companies have heard some misinformation. So any of these solar companies, we'd love for you to spread that information to them because it helps them. It gives their customers more money back.
And no,
So you're saying you're offering 10% more savings for them versus SCE.
So when you have solar, you have extra storage, right? You have extra energy that you generate sometimes. Maybe you're on vacation or you're not using as much appliances, or, you know, most systems are sized a little bit larger. So you're selling that back to OCPA. And if I would sell it to Southern California Edison, I'd get 10% less. But if I sold it to OCPA, I'd get 10% more, which is
Got it.
On the generation side,
on the
yeah.
generation side. And I'm
Yeah.
sure it's really a unique program. And we have been educating solar installers because there is a misunderstanding about that. A number of ours that have been involved in the program over the years. So you're right about that.
Thanks.
But, you know, even if you're not thinking of going solar, it's a great workshop to come to and learn how it works. We also install EV chargers. We're going to be adding heat pumps and other electrification. And what we do is we negotiate discounts so that when you are ready to go solar, you're really getting a competitive price. And then you've had your solar installers been completely vetted. How many of you love to have somebody recommend a contractor? You know, that's what it is. They vet all the company inside and out and the installers. And so you can go solar with confidence, which is great. Was there somebody else that raised their hand? I thought I saw someone else. Hey, Margot. Margot, it was just her birthday recently.
Hey, Tristan.
There's got to be other questions. Any other questions?
Yeah, we do have some new people here. So
Yeah, I was thinking, Raven, would you feel like introducing yourself? Raven Greenberg just moved here. Hi. Great to meet you. I might not be saying your name correctly, so please.
Yes, it is. It is right. Raven, like the bird, it just has an extra letter thrown in there. But yeah, hi, nice to meet everybody. And thank you to Linda and Natalie for their presentation too. I just moved back to the area. I'm from Orange County originally, but just went and completed my MBA with a focus on energy and environment at Duke in North Carolina. So just moved back to Irvine. So it's really exciting to hear about the state of everything that's happening here. And yeah, my focus is on sustainability too, still on the job hunt, but wanting to just connect with folks who are interested in making our planet better for everyone. So excited to be here and to meet you all. Thank you.
Yeah, we just switched places. She was in the Carolina and we just switched places. Yeah, no, we'll definitely, this is a great opportunity to network and meet other groups and organizations. And so we're so happy you're here, and please reach out to us anytime that you got, any of you, if you have great, ideas or suggestions that you'd like to see us cover on a webinar. Hi, Wayne, how have you been? Let's hear from you. You want to unmute yourself real quick? We can't hear you if you want to unmute. Wayne is telling us great stuff. Have you found the button, Wayne?
Oh, now I found it. Yeah.
There it is.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Good to see you. Yeah. So the question's about the battery storage.
Yes.
And I noticed there's a rebate for getting battery systems, and we've had solar for years now, and in Fullerton. So we're so happy that we're in Fullerton, and Fullerton's in the project.
Yeah. OCPA.
But how does the battery thing work?
Well, you can, from what I understand and from our expert solar installers, you can add battery storage to an existing system, and it does not take you out of NEM 2.0, that net metering plan. The only thing is you cannot then sell the extra energy back to the grid. You need to use it for your own home, but you do get a 30% tax rebate on that tax credit. It's actually a credit, not a rebate. So, you know, are there more questions about that? There's Enphase batteries, there's Tesla Powerwalls. You can get a battery that has whole home backup. So I can send you some more information so you can kind of see what's offered through the program. It's a nonprofit program.
I'd like that. Yeah.
And I wanted to also mention when our community power plan it comes out, please give feedback about that and what you want, because Natalie will be developing and her team will be developing all kinds of programs, and there's an important component there to storage and meeting customer needs. So please give that feedback.
And I think, just educating customers about these, new innovations that are out there, along with energy efficiency, which is really important, but we're finding just educating, there's so many questions about when you go solar or want battery storage or any of those things. But, California is the top 5 states for solar, and we just surpassed 5 million installs across the nation, and 97% of them are for residential properties. So it's really rooftop solar that is the solar industry.
Inspiring.
Yeah. I wanted to make another comment, and I'll put the link in the chat, but in general, our boards and our community advisory committee, they do work hard and they do care, and we really are a community energy company, and we're not for profit, right? And so it's great. Our meetings are all online right now. It is great if you can pop in for 10 minutes. Our board meets the second Tuesday. Our community advisory committee meets the second Monday of every month, and our board meets the third Tuesday of every month, typically. There are some special dates. And just pop in at the beginning of the meeting and make a public comment, thank them, right? Tell them what you like, tell them why you're excited about it, whatever comment you want to make. It is great for them to hear from you. So just wanted to put that out there.
Thank you, Linda. I agree.
And also want to encourage people. Oh, sorry.
I was just saying I went to some of the meetings and they're really encouraging. Go ahead.
Okay, thanks. And also want to encourage people to join that working group that we are putting together, because you saw the list of people or heard the list of different cities that are interested. And I think if we're able to educate ourselves on the workings of CCAs and also talking against those myths that get out there, then we can really be supports to all of those cities. We can be a voice of a group that has backed it from the beginning and also has a lot of information to give them. So if you're interested in being in that working group, I mean, what we could be is a group of people that show up for a city council meeting with a voice. So
I couldn't agree more. And Angel, is it Angel?
I got a question.
Oh, go ahead, Craig.
Great, thank you. Craig Preston here. I'm on the road, but question for Linda, that Kathleen Treseder just recommended that we reach out to our city, like my mayor, John Stevens, to send him a note. And yet sometimes I'm intimidated. Oh no, it has to be perfect, or what am I going to say?
Right.
Can you just alleviate my fears and the fears of all of us on this thing of how is it scary to reach out to our city council, or is it worth it to send a brief note to say thank you for what you're doing to make our city greener, and please support OCPA or join a CCA?
Wow, you should be our spokesperson. Craig said that was perfect. What if you are supportive of community choice energy, I can speak for Costa Mesa as a Costa Mesa resident. they love hearing from us, and they don't care if we're perfect. And it really does matter. So if this is important to you, please reach out and let them know that. I'm and any of the cities, they appreciate hearing it. And I also sometimes there are people that are still out there and, you know, not happy. And so we want to, if you care about community choice and you want it, it's really important that you let your electeds know that. So, but I have responded to many people that have emailed me, a number of people, and said, hey, what are your latest successes? What can I share? And I share, you know, some of the things I've shared tonight. I'm happy to send you a quick update of some of our latest successes and a few things that customers are really excited about. And so please reach out to me. I'd be happy to send some of that to you.
And please do, we can send it out in a follow-up to everybody who registered as well.
And thank you for, you know, all your climate advocacy, Craig. You are an, you know, nonstop. So thank you. I see you just went to Washington, D.C.
Yeah, share about that, Craig.
Great. Yes, I did a count. This is my 16th trip to DC. I thought it would be easier to get Congress to move on climate change, but it's been a little harder than we thought. But CCL has decided to shift away from just pushing for a carbon fee to change the whole economy about carbon, but we're pushing for some smaller wins, permitting reform and geothermal and healthy forests and going electric in our buildings, like a lot of things we talked about tonight. So I was really glad that a lot of the meetings I had on Capitol Hill, we had 442 meetings. Most of us had three to four meetings each, and I was with all Republican meetings, and they were just very positive. We don't get the denial like we used to get years ago, and now bipartisan movement, even with Michelle Steele and Young Kim, are pushing some good bipartisan geothermal bills. So we're glad to see clean energy becoming something we're not fighting over as if it doesn't exist or we don't need it. We need more clean energy, and we're seeing some movement in the Hill. So glad for that. You're all welcome to join Citizens Climate Lobby. We have about 5 chapters in Orange County, and join any group. Get out and get active. It's the antidote to despair, getting active.
Exactly.
I know we're almost, I mean, we're over time, and you know, I know we don't have a lot of time. Maureen, did you want to say anything? I know you've been.
I'll just quickly say it was just a really great eye-opening process going through looking at different solar companies and learned a lot. I didn't know everything about solar power going into it. So getting all of the details, and just very glad that OC Goes Solar allows community residents to come on this committee to vet these companies, because then going forward with the presentations that they'll have to the community, the first one, I believe, on Monday, and then July 22nd, you know, able to present these companies as, you know, if you're looking for solar companies, these companies have been vetted, and giving the information, making it a lot more simpler and easier to digest, so that everybody in the community who is interested in it, you know, has the information all right there, easily digestible, and can ask questions. And it was really a great experience. And I'm looking forward to the upcoming presentations.
Yeah, Maureen, it was incredible to have you on the panel, because you added so much to the discussions And, you know, it was just really incredible to see you knew how to do that process of evaluating. And never, you know, it's one of those things where you think you join this committee and you end up, you know, walking away with so much more than, you know, you think you're giving, but you walk away with so much, you get a lot out of it, is what I'm trying to say.
Definitely. Thank you.
Thank you. Well, before we lose our two guests, do we have any more questions regarding OCPA? Since we have them here.
Yeah, Angel, Dominique, anybody else want to comment or ask a question? Well, I think you've covered it.
I think you've answered every question we had.